The Galactic Council of Sentient Species had catalogued 4,712 inhabited worlds across 7 spiral arms of the Milky Way. Of those, 214 were classified as deathworlds, planets so hostile, so biologically aggressive, so cosmically violent that no civilized species would dare colonize them. The highest classification ever recorded was a Category 9, Vrethan Prime, a volcanic hellscape where acid rain dissolved titanium alloy within 6 hours. Earth was a Category 12. Professor Zyrex Thorne had not slept in 3 of his planet's rotation cycles when he first saw the data. He sat alone in the deep scan laboratory aboard the galactic survey vessel Ardmore, his 4 iridescent eyes fixed on the holographic readout hovering before him. His chitinous fingers, all 8 of them, were trembling. "This cannot be accurate," he whispered to himself. His translator implant converted the words automatically into galactic standard, though there was no one else in the room to hear them. He ran the calibration check again. Then again. Then a 4th time. The numbers did not change. Part 2, First Contact, in a coffee shop. It was Dr. Ethan Cross who found the alien first, which was ironic, because Dr. Ethan Cross had gone to the park to eat a sandwich and think about nothing important for exactly 40 minutes. He was a xenobiologist at the University of Edinburgh, a lean man in his early 40s with ink-stained fingers and an expression of permanent, comfortable curiosity. He had spent his career studying extremophile organisms, creatures that thrived in boiling vents, frozen tundras, and chemically toxic lakes. He found Earth's microbial life endlessly fascinating. Most of his colleagues found him endlessly puzzling. He was halfway through his sandwich when he noticed the figure sitting on the bench across from him. It was tall. It had too many arms. Its skin shifted color slowly, like oil on water. It was wearing what appeared to be a very confused attempt at human clothing, a coat that fit in no natural way, trousers on limbs not quite shaped for them. It was staring at a pigeon with unconcealed, absolute horror. Ethan finished chewing, swallowed, and walked over. "You all right?" he asked. The figure turned to look at him. All 4 eyes blinked in an unsynchronized sequence. "That creature," Professor Zyrex Thorne said through his translator, pointing one trembling finger at the pigeon, "just ate what I believe was a cigarette butt, a piece of fried potato, and something that may have been biological waste. And it appears healthy." Ethan looked at the pigeon. The pigeon looked back, utterly indifferent. "Yeah," Ethan said. "Pigeons are pretty tough." "Tough." Zyrex said the word as if tasting poison. "I have scanned this creature. Its immune system is operating at a level I would expect from a genetically engineered bioweapon. It is breathing your atmosphere, which contains free oxygen, a violently reactive element, without any protection whatsoever. It is thriving." Ethan sat down beside the alien. "Would you like half my sandwich?" Part 3, The Deathworld Files. Over the following 3 weeks, Professor Zyrex Thorne conducted the most thoroughly documented nervous breakdown in xenobiological history. Dr. Ethan Cross followed him around Edinburgh taking notes and occasionally making tea. "Your gravity," Zyrex said one morning, sitting in Ethan's cluttered university office, reviewing his own data for the 100th time. "Your planetary gravity is 9.8 meters per second squared. Do you know what that does to soft biological tissue over time?" "Causes back pain, mostly," Ethan said. "Want a biscuit?" "Your species should not have skeletons dense enough to withstand this gravity." And yet, Zyrex gestured at Ethan's entirely unimpressive but functional human form. "Here you are. Walking around. Carrying things. Running, I am told." "I do a 5K on Saturdays," Ethan offered. Zyrex made a sound that his translator rendered as mournful clicking. "For recreation," he said flatly. "Fresh air does you good. Your air is 21% free oxygen. On my world, an atmosphere containing more than 3% oxygen is classified as a toxic environment requiring full hazard suits." Zyrex looked out the window at a grey Edinburgh morning, where two students were cycling through the rain without helmets. You breathe this every moment. Since birth. It is a bit nippy today, Ethan agreed, glancing outside. Your planet, Zyrex said slowly, pulling up his holographic data, experiences tectonic movements that regularly destroy entire regions. It has weather systems that generate electrical discharges of sufficient power to kill large organisms instantly. It has a moon large enough to gravitationally destabilize your oceans on a twice-daily cycle. It has bacteria, Dr. Cross, that can dissolve human tissue. It has plants with chemical defenses capable of causing neurological damage. It has insects that carry diseases which have killed hundreds of millions of your species throughout history. He paused for effect. And your species, over approximately 300,000 years, looked at all of this and said, we will live here. Ethan thought about it. I mean, where else would we go? Part 4, What the Council Did Not Understand. The formal report Professor Zyrex Thorne submitted to the Galactic Council of Sentient Species ran to 847 pages. Its executive summary, translated into 11 galactic languages, read as follows. Earth, Sol 3, Sector 7G, Local Arm, has been reclassified from Category Unknown to Category 12 Deathworld, the highest classification in recorded galactic history. This recommendation is made not primarily due to the planet's environmental hostility, though that alone would justify Category 9 classification, but due to the biological characteristics of its dominant species, Homo sapiens. In summary, the native apex species of this death world has not merely survived its environment. It has domesticated it. Humans have tamed other apex predators and keep them in their homes as companions. They consume the flesh of some of the most dangerous megafauna on the planet recreationally. They have studied, catalogued, and in many cases deliberately cultivated the microbial organisms that once devastated their populations. They compete athletically in activities that involve voluntarily jumping from great heights, swimming in open ocean water beside animals capable of dismembering them, and running distances that would be considered emergency evacuation scenarios on most civilized worlds, and they do this for fun. Most critically, Homo sapiens are deeply, pathologically curious. They do not avoid danger. They investigate it. They walk toward the unknown. The entire field of science that Dr. Ethan Cross practices, xenobiology, is predicated on the assumption that alien life, however dangerous, is interesting rather than threatening. This species climbed down from trees onto a death world, looked at everything trying to kill them, and started taking notes. The Galactic Council is advised to approach first contact with Earth with significant diplomatic care, as Homo sapiens may not understand why the rest of the galaxy is frightened of them. They are not frightening to themselves. They think this is simply how life works. It is not. It really, truly is not. Part 5, The Last Conversation. On the day Professor Zyrex Thorne prepared to leave Earth and return to the Ardenmoor, Dr. Ethan Cross drove him to the departure coordinates in a second-hand Volvo going slightly over the speed limit. I have one final question, Zyrex said, watching the motorway blur past. For my report. Go ahead, Ethan said, overtaking a lorry. When your species first developed space travel, when you looked up at the stars and understood that other planets existed, what did you feel? Ethan thought about it for a moment. Outside, the Scottish Highlands rolled past in grey-green waves, wild and enormous and cold and beautiful. Excited, he said simply. We wanted to go. Zyrex was quiet for a long moment. Dr. Cross, he said at last, in 400 years of galactic survey work, I have visited 63 inhabited worlds. Do you know how many of them responded to the discovery of space travel with excitement? Ethan glanced at him. None, Zyrex said. Every other species, upon learning that the universe was vast and filled with unknowns, responded with some variation of terror. He paused. You are the only ones who looked at an infinite, dangerous, incomprehensible cosmos and thought, I wonder if we could go there. Ethan smiled at the road ahead. Sounds about right. He dropped the professor at the edge of a field outside Inverness. They shook hands, Ethan firmly, Zyrex with visible trepidation about the grip strength. Zyrex looked back once, before his cloaking system activated. Ethan was already back in the car, radio 4 on, eating the other half of a sandwich, completely unbothered by the fact that he had just made first contact with an alien civilization. A sheep watched from the field. The sheep was also unbothered. Earth was like that.